Here we go. Morning, Craigo here. I'm not just a dad, I'm a bit of everything. Got a couple of days off work between jobs, so I thought I was actually thinking of taking the boat out for the first time. It's basically ready, and then I had done a couple of extra jobs last weekend which I forgot to film. What I'm going to do today is there's a couple of big long not cracks but scrapes, gouges down the hull on both sides. One's longer than the other. I've got a little bit of gel coat repair. It's like white epoxy putty. So what I'll do, I'll just sand back those scrapes, clean them up. I'll hit them with a bit of acetone just to make sure there's no wax and grease and stuff on it. Then apply a thin bit of epoxy right along the crack, sand it back, different grits, get it nice and down to probably 1200 grit eventually, and should nearly be invisible, fingers crossed. So yeah, let's get some gear out and get stuck into it. I better bring the dog out too, she's crying in the background. Cheers. What are you doing? Okay, go on. Crazy dog. I know. You're so needy. Come here. Go on. You're nuts. Alright, let's do some work. So I've grabbed tools out that I need. I'm going to start off, I've got a little bit of 40 grit on a little random and orbital, and I'll probably just use the edge just to get into these scratches or gouges. Of course I've got a respirator, I've got a face mask because I'll be lying on my back underneath. I got the little creeper to get underneath. I actually started up the bow. I've taken the bow roller off because I've actually ordered a new one because that's split, and I think because it was split it's given us a little bit of damage there on the bow. So I'm actually going to start, I'll give that a bit of a sand back. I gave it a clean, but it looks like all that black is from the black rubber. That'll do that for now. I think we'll get set up to go underneath. This gouge. Starts about probably 7 foot down from the bow and goes all the way down. There's a couple of little dings as well, just on the chine there. I'll see how I go doing those. So I'm not sure what would have caused this, if it was a rock or if he's lost a roller and it's gouged the hull, but it's pretty unsightly. So I'll get the sander in on the edge just to get into the middle of it and just feather it back a little bit. I'm not going to bother feathering it like this much, but I will clean up the surface a bit to skim coat it. Alright, that's pretty bloody awkward under there, to be honest. Not a lot of joy in it, but I've sanded pretty much. I've cleaned up the bare fibreglass on the centre of on the bow and where I can access it. I haven't gone down the back of the boat yet, sort of past the midway point, past the axle. I think I'll just mix up a little bit after I've cleaned it, mix up a little bit of epoxy and do what I've done, and then do the back as a second go. it's too low. Its access is bloody awful. So what I've just got a bit of wax and grease remover, so I'll clean that up where I've sanded it back with a clean rag, and then we'll go and mix up a bit of epoxy. So this is the stuff I'm using, Septone gel coat repair filler. We'll give that a go. Just mix it as per instructions. 2-part epoxy. We'll get that mixed up and throw some stuff at it. Alright, so that's our base, and this is our catalyst, our hardener. I think that's about the right ratio, 50:1. So I'll just mix this up. So got about 10 minutes of workable time with this, although it's pretty cool. I'll make it a little bit longer, but I'm used to the builder's bog where the hardener's red and it turns everything pink once it's even. This white on white makes it very hard to know if you've mixed it well or not, but I reckon that's pretty good, so we'll get into it. Bit hard to get that jigger in there, but we'll see how we go. We're gonna have to move quick. It looks like I've mixed way too much up. That's alright. It's starting to go off already. Bugger. Alrighty. It's not pretty, but as Dad used to say, a blind man would be glad to see it. Once it's sanded back, it should be alright. Alright, lesson learnt. Had my phone in my pocket while I was on the creeper, and it fell out and I ran over it. Don't know if you can see that. The screen's buggered. It's not happy. Anyway, lesson learned. Keep the phone out of your pocket because it'll fall out and get run over. Bugger. Alrighty, so here's our after our phone tragedy. That's just the skim coat bog. I know it's not pretty, but it'll sand down alright. That's still damp, still tacky. I nearly forgot the bow where it had worn through, so that's not too bad. Here's the front of that gouge. I know the colour's way off, but this hull's actually really dirty, and I probably should have cleaned it before I started filling things, but you're never going to see. Alright, so back half's done. We've just filled it. Hasn't come up too bad. I've just skim coated that under the very back under the motor, and there, and there, all the way down to the axle. So it looks rough now because that's just the filler, but now we'll let that dry and give it a sand, a few different grits, and get it back nice and level, and hopefully it'll look alright. I got a bit of ahead of myself before I grabbed the camera. I started sanding, and it's coming up pretty well actually. That's the back. That was, I should have taken a before photo, but it was pretty bare. It was basically just exposed fiberglass. So that's had sanding. That's had I blocked it with very light go with 60 to take the high spots off, and then 120 and 180 with the 120 with the block, 120 with the orbital, 180 with the orbital, and 240 grit with the orbital. And I've just hand sanded in around these little bits here. There's a couple of little low spots there, but that's not going to matter. It's good enough for this job. Still got a long way to go, but I've done the same over here with that patch. And I know the colour's not right, but this hull is actually really filthy, and where I've cleaned it and done some other little fills, it's actually quite a close match. That's at up to 240, the same as the orbital. I've still got to get in there, hand sand that little bit that I can't reach. Yeah, so it's going well. I'll start on the front bits. So here's our bow where the split roller was. You can see the roll is pretty knackered, and fortuitously my new roller's just turned up in the mail. That was, I just got that off eBay. It was a bit under 40, bit under 50 bucks, 48 bucks or something. So that's had up to 180, and all I've done is block this with some 120 so far. As you can see, it needs a fair bit more, but that's coming up trumps now, so I'm going to move under there and hit that with the orbital. Alright, so I've just hit this lower front bow section. As you can see, I've sanded through to the fiberglass there. I've put the gel coat on a little bit thin, but yeah, it is what it is. It's still a damn sight better than it was. And I've filled all the little voids as well, so it's far from perfect. That's been down to 240 on the orbital. I'm going to hit it with a bit of light go with some 400, and then wet and dry whatever I've got, 600, 800, 1200 I think. Alrighty guys, I'm about sick of sanding. We've had moderate success, I would say. We had one little failure, which I'm not going to finish off today because I'm about buggered and it's getting close to packing up for school pickups. But I'll just show you. There was just a thin little scrape, but it's fallen out when I've hit it with the orbital with the 40 or 60, 40 grit, whatever it was. So that was the only real failure, other than having it, I'll get on the ground and show you, other than having it a bit thin up there, but it's still more coverage than what was there. So right along there all the way to the end was a big gouge, and that's nearly invisible now. Once I rubbed back this awful dirt and grime on the hull, it's just about matched the colours. There's some little bit of discoloration a bit further up there. I'll show you the stern. So that's a whole lot better. That's pretty good. A little bit thin there on the corner, but that whole area was basically raw fiberglass. That's come up well. And right from there, the gouge started from about there, went all the way down. So I've sanded that back up to 1200 wet and dry. and it's not completely invisible, but it's pretty good. Pretty happy. All right, I think that'll do for today. I'm actually thinking tomorrow, fingers crossed, I might take the boat out for the first time, give it a run, but we'll see how we go. See what else I've got on the agenda first, and I'll keep you posted. Here's a new roller in. It's a pretty ordinary colour match there, I'll be honest with you, but it's still better than what it was with all that raw gouge out of it. New roller in place. I think we're ready to go boating. Yeah, next day I decided not to take the boat out today. It was quite cool this morning, but I reckon tomorrow could be on the cards. Instead, I finished that last gouge in the hull repair, and it was the same deal. It was grind out the crack a bit with 400 grit, just widened it up a bit. That's why it fell out the first time. In fact, honestly I can't remember if I did sand it or not. But anyway, we ground it out with the sander, sanded it out, bogged it with the gel repair filler, and then I think we started with 80 grit because it was a fairly flat finish I managed to do on it. 80, 120, 180, 240, 400 dry, and then went to 600 and 1200 wet and dry. Yeah, I think it's come up pretty well. All the way down there. And then there was a bit more down here as well. Right near the back. There was quite a deep bit at the back. So, once again, it's not a perfect colour match, but there's that many shades of white, off-white into beige with the hull, depending on how dirty it is. I've sort of wet and dried back the patches around where I filled, and it's come up pretty close. So I'm happy with it. Like I said, you're never going to see it. Yeah, so I think tomorrow we're all good to go boating.